Welcome back to my channel. Today we will learn about the heartbreaking turn of events that have completely reshaped the lives of the characters in CBS's beloved soap opera, The Bold and the Beautiful. Recently, the show has presented audiences with a poignant, emotional journey revolving around Liam Spencer's tragic end, a father whose life was marked by profound love and deep regrets, leaving behind a complicated legacy filled with unanswered questions and lasting pain. The latest developments unfold dramatically as Liam Spencer, despite battling a critical illness, stubbornly insists on leaving the hospital against medical advice. Driven by his overwhelming sense of obligation and love for his daughter Kelly, Liam believes he must fulfill a promise, taking her to a dance event they had previously planned together. His weakened state notwithstanding, Liam arrives determinedly at Steffi's house, intent on honoring his word. However, upon reaching Kelly, Liam learns a heartbreaking truth: the dance he was so desperate to attend with his daughter had already ended. Overwhelmed by guilt and sorrow, Liam begins blaming himself bitterly, feeling as though he has failed Kelly once again, adding yet another disappointment to their complicated relationship. Liam's eyes reflect deep regret and despair as he grapples with the harsh reality of missed opportunities, aware that his health may not afford him many more chances to create meaningful memories with his beloved child. Yet, even amidst the palpable sadness and Liam's self-reproach, a tender moment emerges. Determined to salvage the evening, Liam lovingly takes Kelly's hand, proposing they dance right there, in the intimacy and comfort of Steffi's home. With gentle smiles and warmth, father and daughter sway together, creating an unforgettable memory. For a fleeting moment, the painful disappointments vanish, replaced by genuine happiness and an atmosphere filled with love and joy. This simple yet powerful gesture underscores Liam's deep devotion to Kelly, highlighting their uniquely close bond, a connection defined by Liam's relentless efforts, despite numerous setbacks and personal flaws. But just as happiness fills the room, tragedy strikes abruptly. Liam, weakened significantly from his illness, collapses suddenly and dramatically. Kelly is instantly consumed by panic, fear written clearly across her face. She cries out desperately for her father, trying in vain to awaken him. Hearing her daughter's distress, Steffi rushes to their side only to confront the devastating truth: Liam Spencer, once vibrant and full of life, has passed away. Steffi kneels beside Liam, tears streaming down her face as the stark realization of his death grips her heart. This moment is as heartbreaking as it is poignant, as Liam's final moments were spent precisely where he wanted to be, by his daughter Kelly's side, creating one last precious memory. Despite the tragic circumstances of his death, Liam's final act symbolizes the unconditional love and commitment he held deeply within his heart for Kelly, leaving a powerful impression on those left behind. In the aftermath, the show portrays Liam's funeral, a somber event held under a veil of overwhelming grief. Friends, family, and loved ones gather to mourn Liam's untimely departure. The atmosphere is heavy with sorrow and regret, each mourner reminiscing about Liam's complicated yet genuinely affectionate nature. While Liam's relationships were marked by both deep love and profound imperfection, his funeral becomes a powerful testament to the profound impact he had on so many lives. Tears are shed freely, memories shared openly, and countless hearts are broken by the irreversible loss of Liam Spencer. However, amidst this collective mourning, there is a profound yet unspoken tension emerging, one deeply rooted in resentment, pain, and a growing sense of injustice. At the heart of this tension is Beth, Liam's younger daughter from his complicated relationship with Hope Logan. Beth, who is now old enough to observe and understand Liam's behavior, cannot escape the troubling realization that Liam's affection and attention were always disproportionately directed toward Kelly, his daughter with Steffi. Beth, though equally his child, has spent years silently observing her father's favoritism toward Kelly, a realization that has left deep emotional scars in her young heart. Beth feels profoundly neglected, a feeling exacerbated dramatically by Liam's sudden death. Her grief is complicated, layered with feelings of abandonment and rejection. While the world mourns Liam's loss, celebrating his paternal dedication to Kelly, Beth quietly suffers from a very different reality, one where she sees herself as a child forgotten by her own father, left to grapple alone with the harsh reality of favoritism and emotional neglect. This emotional turmoil profoundly shapes Beth's character development, planting the seeds for lifelong resentment towards Liam. Beth's heart grows cold, her memories of Liam tainted by bitterness and hurt. Despite the attempts of her mother, Hope, to provide comfort and understanding, Beth's pain is profound and complex. Hope herself is heartbroken not only for losing Liam but also for witnessing the pain her daughter endures. She struggles helplessly, unable to mend the emotional wounds Liam unintentionally left behind. The stark contrast between Liam's visible devotion to Kelly and perceived indifference toward Beth creates a lasting emotional fracture, permanently altering Beth's self-perception and her relationship with family members. This emotional damage sets the stage for Beth's future in the series, potentially defining her choices, relationships, and worldview. Beth's struggle embodies a powerful lesson about the unintended consequences of parental neglect, favoritism, and emotional imbalance within family dynamics. Meanwhile, Kelly remains deeply affected by her father's sudden death. She mourns Liam sincerely, carrying with her the memory of their final dance, an intimate, treasured moment filled with pure love and happiness. Unlike Beth, Kelly's memories of Liam are largely positive, marked by consistent affection and visible efforts on his part. Her grief, while profound, remains simpler, less conflicted, and more straightforward, offering a stark contrast to Beth's inner turmoil. Steffi, torn apart by Liam's tragic end, faces an overwhelming task, managing her grief while navigating the complex dynamics between her daughter and Liam's other family. She instinctively understands that Beth's resentment could potentially escalate tensions within their interconnected families, creating lasting rifts. Yet, Steffi also understands Beth's pain, empathizing deeply with a young girl forced to cope with such adult emotional complexity. Steffi and Hope, historically rivals and occasionally allies, find themselves forced into a position where they must work together closely to protect their daughters from further emotional harm. Both mothers desperately strive to heal their fractured family, hoping to prevent Liam's tragic legacy from becoming one defined by resentment, bitterness, and division. Their evolving relationship, bound by shared pain and parental responsibility, adds another complex layer to the narrative, as they jointly confront the consequences of Liam's favoritism. This emotionally charged storyline effectively highlights a painful reality many families experience, albeit dramatically amplified. Liam's death serves as a catalyst for important conversations about parenting, favoritism, and emotional neglect, prompting audiences to reflect on the lasting impacts of such dynamics. Liam's legacy, therefore, becomes profoundly complicated, marked not only by love and devotion but also by the severe emotional wounds left behind. In conclusion, Liam's tragic end on The Bold and the Beautiful serves as a powerful reminder that every family, no matter how outwardly loving, can harbor hidden emotional complexities with devastating consequences. The show masterfully depicts the duality of Liam's character, a man who loved deeply yet whose mistakes created lasting pain. Kelly will carry memories of love and warmth, while Beth, tragically, is burdened by resentment and emotional scars that may define her for years to come. Next, we will learn about the whirlwind of rumors, casting shakeups, and dramatic possibilities swirling around the future of Thomas Forrester on The Bold and the Beautiful. Brandon Barish, a new face for Thomas Forrester? The soap opera world thrives on unexpected twists both on and off screen, and few actors embody this unpredictability like Brandon Barish. After his abrupt exit from Days of Our Lives, where he portrayed Stephen D. Mera, Barish found himself at a career crossroads. The news of his departure shocked his fans, especially since he was still mid-contract and had no inkling of the writer's decision until he was called into the office for the fateful conversation. Despite the blow to his ego, Barish expressed a sense of excitement for future opportunities, hinting that perhaps a new door was opening just as another closed. Industry insiders quickly began speculating about Barish's next move. Reports surfaced that he was being considered for a role on The Bold and the Beautiful, though not as an original character. Given his charisma and established soap opera fanbase, some suggest he could be a perfect fit for a recast Thomas Forrester, injecting new energy and a different edge to the role. Barish's history of playing complex, sometimes morally ambiguous characters could bring a fresh dynamic to Thomas, possibly transforming him from a troubled designer into a true soap opera anti-hero. The recast rumors: is Thomas Forrester returning with a new actor? The possibility of recasting Thomas Forrester has been a hot topic among fans and industry watchers alike. With Matthew Atkinson, the most recent actor to play Thomas, taking an extended break. Reportedly for paternity leave, viewers have been left guessing about the character's fate. The absence of Thomas has created a noticeable void in the Forrester family storyline, especially as the company faces internal upheaval and shifting alliances. Discussions about recasting have only intensified as Forrester Creations struggles without its star designer. Ridge Forrester, in heated exchanges with Brooke Logan, has openly lamented Thomas's departure, blaming Hope Logan for stringing his son along and ultimately driving him away. The show's writers have cleverly woven these real-world uncertainties into the script, fueling speculation that a new actor, perhaps Barish, could soon step into Thomas's shoes. If so, fans can expect a major shakeup, with the potential for Thomas to return with a dramatically different personality, backstory, or even a hidden agenda. The Thomas Forrester Conundrum: Family Drama and Corporate Intrigue. Thomas Forrester's absence has not gone unnoticed within the fictional world of The Bold and the Beautiful. The Forrester family, once united by their fashion empire, now finds itself fractured. With Hope Logan and Carter Walton assuming control of Forrester Creations, the company's creative direction is in flux. Ridge Forrester's frustration is palpable as he blames Hope for manipulating the situation and causing Thomas to flee halfway around the world. This internal strife has left fans yearning for Thomas's return, not just as a designer, but as a catalyst for renewed family drama. Some speculate that Thomas's comeback could coincide with a major corporate power play, perhaps involving a plot to reclaim the company from Hope and Carter. The show's writers have hinted at the possibility of Thomas returning with a sneaky agenda, potentially seducing Hope to manipulate her into surrendering control of Forrester Creations back to the family. Such a storyline would not only reignite old rivalries but also introduce new layers of intrigue and betrayal. Matthew Atkinson's status: will he reprise the role? Matthew Atkinson's portrayal of Thomas Forrester has been both lauded and scrutinized by fans. After confirming his exit in May 2024, Atkinson was soon spotted back on set, fueling rumors of a potential return. However, his social media activity suggests he's enjoying time away from the spotlight, sharing photos from Hawaii and celebrating his growing family. Fans across the globe, from the United States to France, have expressed their longing for his return, with many specifically hoping for a reunion between Thomas and Hope, a pairing affectionately dubbed Thope by viewers. Despite the love from fans, Atkinson's removal from the show's opening credits has sparked further speculation that a recast is imminent. If Atkinson does return, it could be for a limited run or a dramatic exit storyline. Alternatively, the show may use his absence to reset the character entirely, allowing a new actor to redefine Thomas's motivations, relationships, and role within the Forrester family. Invented analysis: what if Thomas returns as a villainous mastermind? Imagine a scenario where Thomas Forrester returns not as the misunderstood artist, but as a cunning mastermind determined to reclaim his legacy at any cost. Disillusioned by his family's betrayal and Hope's perceived manipulation, Thomas could embark on a campaign of psychological warfare, targeting the very people who drove him away. Perhaps he forms unlikely alliances with former rivals, or even uncovers long-buried secrets that threaten to upend the Forrester dynasty. In this new incarnation, Thomas might use his design genius as a weapon, launching a rival fashion house that quickly eclipses Forrester creations in both innovation and scandal. His return could coincide with a major fashion event, where he unveils a collection so provocative it forces the Forresters to confront their own failings. Alternatively, Thomas could manipulate the media, orchestrating a public relations nightmare that leaves Hope and Carter scrambling to maintain control. Such a transformation would not only reinvigorate the character but also provide fertile ground for exploring themes of redemption, revenge, and the true cost of ambition. The show could delve into Thomas's psychological evolution, examining how years of rejection and disappointment have shaped him into a formidable adversary. Fan theories and future predictions. The B&B fandom is nothing if not imaginative, and social media is rife with theories about Thomas's next move. Some believe he will return with Paris Buckingham by his side, ready to settle old scores and reclaim his place at Forrester Creations. Others predict a love triangle involving Hope, Carter, and a newly recast Thomas, with each vying for control of the company and the affections of those around them. There are even whispers that Thomas's return could coincide with a major family event, such as Ridge and Taylor's wedding, providing the perfect backdrop for dramatic confrontations and shocking revelations. If the writers choose to recast the role, they have an opportunity to reimagine Thomas as a more complex, unpredictable force, one whose actions could have lasting repercussions for every character on the canvas. Conclusion: the future of Thomas Forrester remains unwritten. As speculation continues to mount, one thing is clear: the fate of Thomas Forrester is far from settled. Whether Matthew Atkinson reprises the role, a new actor like Brandon Barish steps in, or the character undergoes a radical transformation, fans can expect plenty of twists and turns in the months ahead. Next, we will learn about the tangled web of alliances, betrayals, and the ever-shifting power dynamic swirling around Luna Nozawa, Sheila Carter Sharp, and Deacon Sharp. As we unravel this saga, prepare for a deep dive into the psychological undercurrents, family secrets, and the lengths some will go to protect their own, even if it means crossing every line in the sand. Sheila's response: wine, reflection, or rupture? Let's begin with the aftermath of Luna's most audacious move, the kidnapping of Deacon Sharp. Imagine the chilling scene: Deacon, bound and helpless in a remote cabin, while Luna acts the dutiful granddaughter in Sheila's living room, maintaining a facade of normalcy. This scenario raises the ultimate question: how will Sheila react when faced with the truth that her granddaughter has committed such a brazen act for her affection? Will Sheila recoil in horror, severing ties with Luna forever, or will she pour herself a glass of wine and rationalize Deacon's fate as a consequence of his own actions? After all, Sheila has a history of justifying her own transgressions with chilling ease. This moment could mark a pivotal transformation for Luna, potentially forging her into a new incarnation of Sheila, outwardly composed but simmering with unpredictable intensity beneath the surface. If Luna is willing to go to such extremes for love and loyalty, what further boundaries might she be prepared to shatter? Sheila may find herself staring into a mirror, confronted by the reflection of her own legacy, and perhaps, for the first time, embracing it fully. Descent into desperation, Luna's calculated madness. Picture Luna, driven by desperation and a sense of isolation, concluding that the only way to secure her bond with Sheila is to remove Deacon from the equation. Her plan is as methodical as it is unhinged. Deacon is whisked away to a secluded hideaway, while Luna seamlessly slips into the role of Sheila's attentive granddaughter. The tension is palpable, with Luna balancing the duality of her actions, nurturing on the surface, yet ruthless in her resolve. This act is not merely a crime of passion, it is a strategic gambit. Luna's willingness to orchestrate such a scheme signals the emergence of a darker, more calculating side, one that echoes Sheila's own infamous history of manipulation and violence. The implications are profound. If Luna can justify kidnapping for the sake of family, what other lines is she willing to cross? The show's writers have always thrived on over-the-top twists, and this development fits perfectly within their playbook, promising viewers a roller coaster of suspense and moral ambiguity. Deacon's dilemma: gatekeeper or victim? Deacon Sharp, long accustomed to navigating the treacherous waters of love and loyalty, now finds himself cast as both gatekeeper and potential casualty. His instincts tell him that Luna poses a threat, not just to his marriage, but to his very safety. Deacon's attempts to set boundaries are met with resistance, as Luna's attachment to Sheila intensifies. He faces an impossible choice: maintain his relationship with Sheila by accepting Luna, or risk losing everything by standing firm. Deacon's concerns are not unfounded. Luna's involvement in the deaths of two of his friends has already set alarm bells ringing. Yet, beneath her hardened exterior, Luna remains a young woman grappling with trauma and the desperate need for connection. Deacon's struggle is emblematic of the broader themes at play: how far will we go to protect those we love, and at what cost to ourselves? The bond forged in darkness, Sheila and Luna's unlikely alliance. The revelation that Luna is Sheila's granddaughter sent shockwaves through the family, but it also laid the groundwork for an intense, almost primal bond. Both women have been starved for unconditional love, and in each other, they find a sense of belonging that has long eluded them. Their relationship is marked by a mutual understanding of pain, loss, and the desire for redemption.